Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the Dragon Tail version of Groudon now. Groudon is one of the best, if not the best Pokemon currently in the meta, but usually you're running the move Mudshot. So is Dragon Tail maybe even the better alternative? That's the question for today. We're going to have a team that's built really around this question here. We're going to have the Zacian in the lead, which you're going to encounter a lot of times in my teams because I don't really have every Pokemon available for the Master League for me. But Zacian and lead here are going to be able to destroy basically any dragon type, and that's basically what we really want to have in the lead. Because when we swap into our Sazorb, which is going to be our Groudon this time around, we're trying to get out a potential dragon type and try to punish them with the move Dragon Tail. So here we're going to see now the matchup against the Metagross. They're going to forfeit already, but actually that matchup will be a little bit closer now, as you're going to have not the in general fast move pressure as well, but as well not the energy generation to really pressure them with your charge moves as well. So it's going to be a little bit an awkward one there. Here, so far, we're going to encounter two people running the most common line if you don't have legendary Pokemon, which is a Dragonite, Excadrill, as well as the Metagross. Here we're going to be able to go for an Origin Pulse and going to do a ton of damage against the opponent's Dragonite already. And it's looking really good already for us as well. Here we're going to see that we can get some damage on them. They're going to swap out into their Metagross again. Oh, they went into the Excadrill Prayer, of course. And like this, we're going to be able to go into our Groudon. And here we're going to see a small issue. This time around, the opponent is not as low with their Metagross here, so it's going to be a little bit of an awkward one, as you're going to have to go for... I'm actually going to go straight for the charge move here. Let's see if they're going to let this move go through. They're going to let this move go through, and this was a great call by me, as this makes this game way easier here. Next opponent, horrible lead. We're going to go ahead and go into our Groudon. This is the worst possible lead that you can encounter with this team here, as we're going to now not have Wild Charge like in the last episode, because Play Rough is just better. I would recommend you to still go for Play Rough no matter what. We have to go into a Groudon now, which is going to shield up the Sacred Fire. We're going to see here they're going to use one shield as well, but I still should be able to reach the next charge move in time here as well. This can be a Play Rough, it's a close combat, and now we're going to be able to go for another Precipice Blades, forcing them to either shield or like we can maybe realign here even. Let's take a look at this. I'm actually going to let this move go through here, which maybe in hindsight was not the smartest idea that I ever had, because I think now my opponent can just counter me. And we see the matchup now here, and we're going to see the Dialga coming in. This is not really looking too good. We're going to go straight for the Origin Pulse, trying to put some pressure on the opponent. And we're going to do this here with that move as well, which is going to be nice, as we can now go ahead and go for one Surf. Surf would be able to knock them out here, and I'm going to shield this move up, which I think in this time it was not really the smartest idea that I ever had. But let's see, they're going to shield this move up as well, which is amazing. As we can farm them down now, we will be able to reach the Surf in time, and we can say goodbye to the Ho-Oh, even flipping here a horrible lead as well, which is going to be very good for us. Next opponent, another Ho-Oh lead, another horrible lead here for us. Let's see what we can do this time around. Groudon going to go in here again with a Dragon Tail damage. We're gonna at least do some damage against this Pokemon, which we usually wouldn't be able to hit. They're gonna go, and basically we have the same situation again. This is not the same battle. I think the last opponent also had Snarl, not the quick attack, but this time around they're still going to shield. It's literally the same battle, I feel like. I wonder if that's actually exactly... Nah, they're gonna go for the Play Rough here. I was like kind of worried for a split second there that it actually is the same battle, but no, it's not. We're going to be able to go ahead and now go for another charge move, and gonna get them low here at least. We have the same shields as the opponent, and we can go ahead and go for one close combat at this range to knock them out. But we're most likely going to encounter another Dialga in the back, as this seems to be a very common lineup. Actually, it never happened to me that I have 2 times the same battle in one video. I don't think this is even possible in any way for me, because I just like pull all of them together into the video file, so there's no way that this even would be able to happen. So we are fine. We're going to see here that we're going to be able to bait the opponent as they baited me there with the Iron Head. We're going to get the shield, and look at this battle. It's honestly my favorite battle, showcasing how strong the Origin Pulse Kyogre is. We're going to be able to win now, basically switch advantage back here nearly with our Kyogre, but we're going to be able to get a ton of energy here. Sadly, we're still going to lose here, but like still, you see how much damage we still do in the match up against a Dialga. Like we got completely hardwalled there again. We actually basically see the entire time the same team switch as well, but we still saw how much damage we were doing. That was kind of wild. Next opponent, horrific lead again. Basically, we lose all leads so far. So maybe Zacian is not the best lead currently, but yeah, we're going to lose this lead here as well pretty easily. I'm still going to be able to let this move go through. If it's a Flamethrower, it would most likely knock us out, but it's not, which allows us now to still go for another charge move, allowing us to at least soften them up, bringing them into range where I can farm them down pretty easily with our Kyogre, and we're going to see a Mewtwo coming in here. This is not really ideal for us. We're going to shield up this next move afterwards, I guess, because this one we're going to let go through. We can go ahead and go for another Surf here. I expect them to maybe have something like a Dialga in the back. Oh no, they need something basically that beats also Steel type, so I don't know what they really have in the back here. Maybe we will find out shortly. And we're going to find out shortly as it's going to be a Giratina. This is interesting, and we see now how much damage we can do with Dragon Tail. This is a very interesting to take a look at. We see the Shadow Ball coming through, and we're going to see the Fire Punch coming through against the opponent's Togekiss. They're going to give up on this thing. It's fine for us. We can go ahead and go for some Fire Punch spam, forcing them to shield, I think, already. And in this point of time, I think we won. We have a Surf stored, and a Surf should be easy enough at this range here for the opponent. They can go for one Shadow Ball. It doesn't even knock me out, and who cares anyway about the opponent? We just Fire Punch them down, and that was kinda wild. Very good showcase from me there for the Dragon Tail, because it really helped us out there. Next opponent, I suspect them to have a similar double steel line with the lead there of Rayquaza. We're going to see now the Metagross going in here. We're going to be able to go for another charge move, which is going to hopefully get the knockout, but nope, they still get to another charge move here, which is going to be just the Meteor Mash. So we're going to be able to survive that. We see the Rayquaza coming back in, and we're going to be able to go ahead and go for one charge move here, trying to get them a little bit lower, putting them easily into range for one Play Rough, as they're going to swap out into a Solgaleo, and I made a huge mistake here. If I went straight ahead and go for one close combat, this matchup would have been so much easier, because either the opponent would have been low enough that I would be able to farm down with my fast moves, or the opponent would have been in basically a shield's disadvantage, allowing us to go straight for our nuke moves, and not like here we have to bait basically. And this is all kind of awkward now. And of course, it's also not something that I really expect to see too often. A level 50 Solgaleo in this league right now, well, it was never on raids and you only got one. So that person definitely had this for a long time as a buddy, or most likely used the glitch that was like before a case where you could able to basically do in-person raids while not being in person. Here we're going to have to let the move go through here. We're going to get our attack drop penalty from this, which now allows the opponent to survive that, and this game kind of goes completely downhill right now. But yeah, Solgaleo is usually not even an issue for this team. Like, this is actually not something that really should break the team. Just in this scenario where I also played a little bit awkward, because I didn't expect them to be a Solgaleo. I expected them to be a Metagross. That's why I swapped out immediately, but just happened. So we're going to see here the next opponent going to have the Groudon as well, but this time around with Mudshot, which will allow us to go for in close combat, just doing some decent damage and dip into our own Groudon. Going to shield immediately and gonna get baited immediately with a Fire Punch, which is really not ideal here. As we're going to let this next move go through, I'm not going to go 2 shields down. It's going to be definitely a Precipice Blades though. And we now see the Rayquaza coming in. This is not really good for us. We're going to go ahead and go for a Fire Punch. Should have went for the Precipice Blades actually, but this is not really looking too great for us. In general, I didn't even talk about how it went with this team in total. I actually started off pretty awkwardly. I think I lost my first 2 matches with this team, but then went 4-1 and also 5-0, and I won 1 extra battle. So I think I only lost in total 3 battles, which is kind of nice. I think 3 or 4, but like not more, which is really, really good. I'm really climbing right now in the Master League. I'm enjoying the Master League quite a bit. Of course, it's a very narrow meta in terms of the Pokemon that you can use, because I don't have all of them available. There are a lot of Pokemon that you actually would be able to use, but I don't have them all. So I'm pretty excited to climb in this meta. I might try even to go for a Legend push here. Kind of also always kind of nice to go for a Legend push during Great League, because people like that a little bit more than the Master League, but still, we're going to be able to win this game, and we're going to go into the next team here. We're going to see a Giratina in the lead again, and we of course have our move Play Rough ready for them, as they're going to go ahead and go for the Shadow Ball immediately, allowing us to go for our Play Rough now. This will do a ton of damage, does not knock them out, but going to get them low enough that I can just go into my Groudon and we can say nearly goodbye to them. Sadly, they're going to get into their Lugia here, but again, we're going to do some decent damage here against them, thanks to the Dragon Tail damage that we usually wouldn't have against them. Like, Mudshot would be a little bit awkward. Basically, if you want to use Groudon as a save swap, you're kind of forced to use Dragon Tail compared to Mudshot, because all the flying type Pokemon in the meta are really, really awkward to deal with. Here we're going to see a Lugia against us. We're going to go over farm a little bit and go for the Play Rough here on the CMP type, which will be very good for us. as this going to knock them out. Let's see what they have in the back. It's going to be a Ho-Oh, and we can say goodbye to the opponent here, as they know already that our Kyogre is going to be able to knock them out there easily. Next opponent, another Giratina, another shiny one, but this time a different form. We're going to see here that a player is going to do way less damage. At this point of time, they're going to overfarm a lot. I expect them to have Shadow Force at this point of time already. Shadow Force is actually kind of cool for this league, not so much for the Ultra League, but for this league it actually definitely has some play. But I don't really care too much about it. Like, I'm just going to store so much energy on my Zacian now, swap out into my Groudon, getting a ton of energy advantage already. As they swap in their Groudon, I will be able to go for the Fire Punch bait. And with that, I'm basically going to force the opponent, as they shield this move up, to go for either the Precipice Blades, or they're going to have to use 2 shields here. And they have to go for the Nuke, which allows us now to farm them all the way down with our Kyogre. I expect to shield here once, but they actually don't even throw a charge move. And at this point of time, this game seems to be kind of over. As the MEWeedle is going in here, we will be able to just go straight for the Origin Pulse, and we say boom, as the opponent going to get super low with that one. Superpower coming through, super fitting for this, but yeah, we're just going to be able to farm them all the way down. They're going to forfeit this game here. Next opponent, MEWeedle again here against us, this time around in the lead, which might be a little bit awkward if they have double Iron Bash, but I don't really expect too many people running double Iron Bash in this season. Next season is going to be different, because with the start of the new season, we're going to be able to Elite Tail this move onto them. Double Iron Bash is maybe a little bit better than the Rock Slide right now. Really depends on the matchup though, because with the Rock Slide, like with not having the Rock Slide, you're going to lose matchups against Ho-Oh, and also I think against Lugia, you're like worse off. So it definitely has its ups and downs. I actually think that the Rock Slide might be a better coverage move for the Master League, but not really sure too much about that one. But yeah, you won't see me showcasing that one. Even though I would have a 98% MEWeedle that I could build, I already have one at level 40, and I'm not going to spend so much Stardust just to showcase this one move. Not going to happen. Like, I'm going to wait for the next season. Next season you're going to see this definitely as a showcase, but not this season. Here, MEWeedle can go for some superpowers. We don't care too much about it. Kyogre is just going to farm down, and we're going to see another forfeit here. You see already, I had a great time with this team. A very, very nice one there. Next opponent seems familiar, this team here. Actually, what I should do usually, just go straight for the close combat against the incoming XL, maybe get a shield advantage already, and then swap into the Kyogre, farming them down, because I think it's still possible, as I think you should be able to still survive like 2 draw runs. But yeah, here we're going to be able to just overfarm a lot. Try to CMP tie on the opponent as well, so you can go for one Origin Pulse here. This will be a CMP tie as well, which is amazing, as we could do a ton of damage against them. They go for the Dragon Claw, they don't even farm correctly here, which really hurts them. So we can go for another charge move here. And like this, they're going to be in farm down range for both our Pokemon. We see the Metagross coming in. We're going to go for the close combat here now. And we should be pretty fine here, I think. As we're going to be able to go into our Groudon, we can just go ahead and go actually straight Fire Punch nearly. Fire Punch does around 40% to a Metagross, plus the damage that we do with our fast moves. We should be fine just going to still go straight for the Fire Punch here. Let's see what the opponent tries to do. They're going to shield this move up. That's going to be okay for us. We can shield up another move from the opponent as well, and I should be able to outspeed them in time here. And we're going to be able to do that here, as it's going to not knock them out, but going to get them close to being knocked out. And yeah, I think at this point of time, the opponent already forfeited anyway, and this is going to be a very good game. Final game for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on it. I don't really ask too much about for that, other than a small graphic, but it really helps out the channel if you leave a like on the video. So please, if you listen to it right now, helps me out a ton. Would appreciate it. Also, if you want to send in your own battles, there's always a link in the description. Also, I know of our coaching, if you're interested in that, also link in the description. But otherwise, we're going to see here a Lugia going to go for an Aeroblast. I'm totally okay with that. We were able to chip them down a little bit. This was actually not a fully XL Lugia. I just saw that there. It was just a normal Lugia. Level 40, which is interesting because I didn't even see that before, so it would have been way bulkier otherwise. You're going to see the Dragonite coming back in again, which allows us to go into our own Zacian, farming up extra energy, as unless they're running Hurricane, which is a very spicy moveset for this Pokemon, there should be nothing really that they can do about it. We will be able to go for one close combat now, and our Groudon here will be able to go for one Fire Punch here and knock them out. So, what's my opinion on Groudon in general with a Dragon Tail? Is it better? Is it worse? Basically, in my opinion, you can only really use it if you are running it as a safe swap and trying to bait out something that the Pokemon in the back doesn't want to face. For example, here I have a lead that's going to be able to destroy a Dragon-type Pokemon. I have a safe swap here of the Groudon, which most likely going to get out the Dragonite as well as Rayquaza, and so I don't have to really face it with my Kyogre in the back. So for that purpose, it's really nice, but otherwise I think the Mudshot is just a little bit better. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. You see like the top teams for the Mouse League on the right side. On the left side, my latest video for Kyogre. If you haven't seen that one, check that out, and I see you in the next video. Bye.